Athletes that pushed Brandon Stark, and he lifted and took some scalps while he was there.
Absolutely. Now, we have had a few events so far this morning. The men's under 20 prelims for the 200 metres. But don't worry, we'll be back later this afternoon for the finals of that event. And we just saw some of the opening rounds of the women's 200 metre under 20. And it looks like the girls are getting themselves in the starters block as we see another one of our high jump competitors from New South Wales. Look at that. He's pumped. The bar's still wobbling, and he's pumped at 182 on his second attempt.
Yeah, Mossy, we've got some under 14 prelims to come up shortly. Under 14 men's and women's 200 metres. And we also saw this morning the 200 metre prelims, under 20 men and women. So some of our top sprinting ranks come out in the afternoon. Looking forward to that final. And yeah, it's going to be a great day of athletics. And
I can tell you so far, qualifiers jumped by Brenton Foster, Jonathan Hookey and Joshua Connolly. Connolly has got 2 jumps, which you need to gain yourself there a qualifier, and Brenton Foster and Jonathan Hookey both have 1 jump to their name. Of course, it doesn't give you automatic qualification, but it gives you every opportunity to go there. Now, the bar is set at 187. You can see our Victorian athlete having a bit of a think about things. Hopefully he put on his underarm this morning with the pits getting nice and high.
So got the relays this afternoon, Mossy. It's going to be good to watch.
Just touched it there with the bar.
Yeah, the 4x4s and also the 4x2s.
Here we go. As you can see there, the crowd, not as big as we saw last night. A lot of people probably bleary-eyed after that sensational effort by many, many competitors last night. Seeing the high jump, Brandon Stark with a 230. Let's not forget Ella Nelson staking her claim to go back-to-back in the women's 200 metres. Sensational win over Melbourne Sally Pearson, just to name a few. Our Western Australian competitor. This is Grant Salek. His brother won last night in the under 20s, or yesterday afternoon rather.
Good morning to everyone. Day 5. Great to be here.
So here's Grant Salek from Western Australia.
And Mossy, we're almost going to get our first track event of the live coverage up for you shortly.
Yeah, you can see there Morrissey, Niketa Jr., Hobbs, Begg, Stanford and Hutton. And easy as you like.
1.87 meters. And for those at home, hope you're enjoying your morning.
See right next to me, Ollie Worm. Dave Robbo will pop in at some stage, and my name is Silas Moss. And I tell you what, Wormy, fantastic last night, wasn't it? Sydney Track Classic, absolutely turned it on.
Silas. And Clark, also Matt Beckenham, the coach of the Australian record holder Melissa Breen, also coaches Lauren Wells, who's at one of our top 400 metre hurdlers, 17.
Look at that, he hit the bar. And again, this is 192, so the red flag goes up for... Meanwhile, over at the high jump, 192, thank you. First attempt. Legs, she did extremely well there to come second. Back at the high jump. Oh, yes!
Easy.
Easy does it. This one starts. Will be amongst a whole host of others looking to find their way into that final this afternoon.
Yeah, Triple Dummer's particular about the sand as we see the high jump bar at 192, the Victorians clear.
And here's our Victorian in the high jump.
It's going to be a good day of athletics, but tell you what, I'm looking forward to Melbourne next week, Mossy, as they cleared 196 the Victorian. Great clearance in the under-18 men's high jump. But Melbourne next week, the tour goes there, and that's going to be a cracking event. We'll see Rhodesia once again, and it's going to be a great event in Melbourne. Hopefully the conditions what the athletes desire, because in Melbourne, you never know what you're going to get.
Yes, it's not a bad city down there in Melbourne. Obviously not as good here and in Sydney. This is a destination of choice for the majority of people. We've got something going for it. And beautiful jump there over the bar at high jump. 196, things are heating up. 209 is the qualifier. And that is Baddock of New South Wales. He hasn't got a qualifier yet, but he'll hopefully get close this afternoon. Brenton Foster, Jonathan Hookey of New South Wales, and Joshua Connolly of Queensland. All
got the Queenslander about to have a crack at 196. And edging towards some serious territory, anything over 2 metres. Pretty impressive jumping. Not quite clear at 196. You can see Dave Robbo over there doing a bit of editing. He's got some great videos, some great selfies with David Rhodesia last night.
So that's Connolly there. He did 209 in Brisbane, being the top qualifier. As we go back, Salek over the bar at 196. Arch and Lily Burns will be the favourite for that one. As finding himself over the bar is Foster from Queensland. Brenton Foster, that is, and he has one under his belt as well. So guys need to get two over 209 this afternoon. Another Queenslander. Ooh. Probably didn't look as confident leading into the bar. I'll tell you what, condition-wise, Ollie, pretty handy indeed. A little bit too much breeze, perhaps.
Some class athletes like Jack Howe competing in the Arvos. The New South Welshman has a crack at 196. Unfortunately, the red flag goes up there.
And that's Jonathan Hookey.
The headband has really taken off, and no doubt Dave Robbo is a big driving force behind that. We've seen a lot of athletes at all championships just donning the headband, and we even saw a whole relay team, the Victorians, all wearing a headband.
Let's not give Robbo the whole credit, though. The Mexicans who invented the headband. They still have that on their flag.
Yeah, well, there you go, all the Corsicans.
The best headbands are made from the rare hair of a Corsican mountain goat.
Maybe Dave Robbo is a provider, distributor. He's part of the pyramid scheme and he's distributing headbands.
I'm prepared to say that's fact.
Someone at the top's getting a clip and then he's underneath, and that's how it works in this day and age.
Back at the bar, 196, second attempt. Whoa, he thought he was in the pole vault.
But
grabbed a hold of the bar. Wrong event champ, wrong end.
It is a fact. We are seeing more and more athletes wearing their headbands and just popping up. Now, unfortunately for the sprinters, the triple jumpers, however, are taking advantage of a tailwind, and the Queenslander cleared 196. That's big. The big fella, Connolly from Queensland, has cleared 196.
Back.
You'll swim. I'm sure we can pop him on a plane. You know, he needs a lot of leg room as well, a guy like that. He's a tall bloke.
Here we
Dead
have
an exit row.
Jonathan Hookey, second attempt at 196. Oh, there it is. There it is. Getting a nice look at it to begin with.
Look at the big fella. He's a tall, strapping lad, isn't he? He's,
And isn't it great to see the depth that... Seat right next to me, Ollie Worm. Dave Robbo will pop in at some stage, and my name is Silas Moss. And I tell you what, Wormy, fantastic last night, wasn't it?
South Wales high jumper having a crack at 2 metres. And he's clear.
Easy there from the New South Welshman.
Easy as you like.
That's right. Young Baddock. Oh, the fist pump. Not sure if that's a personal best, but we'll turn our attention now.
High jump. The Queensland is clear at 2 metres. Connolly looking
of the men's 100 metre under 17s. It will be this afternoon. I'll just look for a time for you for those at home who'd like to know when that race is on. Under 17 men, 100 metres at 1:15. Back at the high jump. White shoes, white socks. And the navy all the way from shorts to shoulder. It's from the big V. I think it's Joseph Baldwin. As I'll tell you what, in just a moment we're going to have a very, very special guest. Someone say we're going to raise the bar as far as the quality of the broadcast. And I'll give him 30 seconds to jump in here, but it is Mr. Dave Robbo as we continue to see.
Great to be back here at the track, mate. Did you make your way back to the hotel last night?
Have another hailstorm, can we?
We might do. Here's the Victorian in the next attempt, and he's made it. That's 2 metres. And this is heating up. I've been watching this. And hopefully a little bit of that Brandon Stark magic has sprinkled off and is going to help get these guys over to some great heights here this morning.
Yeah, look, and hopefully we can uncover some future 220-plus jumpers out here at the Australian Champs. Of course, athletes like Forsyth and Stark. This was their breeding ground. Victorian approaching the bar at 2:03. He's clear.
Here we go.
Yes.
And if we need to, we can play the Brandon Stark replay over and over if it's going to help these guys. But that's Baldwin there, the Victorian, and he looks very, very excited with that.
Foster, the Queenslander, getting ready to have a crack, and we're going to see the New South Welshman ready to have an attempt. And here we go, Robbo. Oh!
Not to be on that first attempt at 2:03. So that's where we are here now. It's just brewing up nicely, this men's under 17s high jump competition. Under 18 hammer throw happening over there.
Yes, Robbo, you can see the prelims of the men's under 18. The boys strolling out down the back straight, making their way to the front straight. And I think I can spot a certain Tasmanian down there.
Well, as we stick with the high jump here, another clearance at 2:03. The Queenslander getting over there. Yeah, as I said, there's some clouds brewing in behind us here, and I think very shortly, well, we might feel the full effect of a hail.
See the West Australian getting himself together to have a crack at 2:03. Here we go, 2:03. The West Australian bounds in, Robbo.
That was agonisingly close there, Ollie.
He was close. His feet just clipped that, and I'd say he has another crack. If he can just get those feet over, he'll be clear at 2:03, and then we'll go on to 2:06. We'll have a few boys. You can see Hookie, the big New South Wales athlete.
Yeah, that was Grant's attempt at the 2:03, and here we go, Ollie.
I'm just getting a bit excited. It feels like we've got a great battle brewing.
That's Brenton Foster, and I think there is a little bit of magic just left over. Look, we had 240 guys, Ollie.
Yep.
All right.
Of course, we've got a Cali who works with us. We'll see her back with the team in Melbourne. But not all of us have meetings to go over in Colombia. This sounds like a good little trip over there And hopefully these guys can book themselves on the plane to head over there to compete at the track meets in Colombia and ideally represent Australia at the highest level you can as a junior.
Yeah, well, Brenton Foster from Queensland, Jonathan Hookey from New South Wales, Josh Connolly, well, they're in the box seat at the moment because they've already got qualifiers on the board, but you do need 2. But then it becomes a case of, well, if you've got the 2 qualifiers and you win here today, well, we can start taking... What seat would you like, sir? We want extra leg room? Would you want window, aisle?
And these boys need extra leg room, let's be honest. They're big boys.
Yeah, no, you don't want to have them stuffed in the middle aisle there, Ollie, so...
Right. Jack Howell will be all right. He's quite a pocket rocket. He can fit in one of the normal rows. But
yeah, well, speaking of Jack Hale, well, if we cast our attention down there to the start line, we've got the men's under-18s 100-metre heats brewing up here. And it looks like Hale has got himself in heat 1.
For sprinting.
It's moving all over the place.
Hey! Yeah, clear at 2:03 in the men's high jump. The West Australian.
Sensational. That's Zalek. Not sure. Yeah, might have done.
And the Zalek family having a good weekend in the high jump, the West Australian, as we see the New South Welshman having a crack. Hooky at 2:03 and close at 2:03. And we're getting more and more of these boys edging towards that 2:09 mark, that elusive barrier.
Not yet. Not yet. Isn't it?
First. So the boys really stepping up this men's high jump, and this is for now because they're getting towards that 2:09 territory and close at 2:03. These boys are having a great ding-dong battle in the men's high jump. See Big Baddock there from New South Wales sporting the long socks. Bit of fashion for the men's high jumpers. Often
they're stylish. They're stylish men.
Very stylish bunch of blokes.
So not far away from the first of our heats in the men's under-18 100 metres. This is going to be exciting. And welcome if you're just joining us on your Sunday morning.
Now,
well, where else would you want to be, Ollie?
Where else would you rather be? And Russell Tyre, the Tasmanian, he had a great upset victory.
Oh, we're getting so close. I think men go off here. This is the Victorian. Not quite making it there. Could slow down the fastest there, but we've got the... Oh, look at this.
Clear at 2:06.
You beauty. That's Foster.
Run. He had a great victory, national champion in the 400 metres yesterday. That was a great victory. As we see Jack Hale, he's been given the outside lane for the heat.
Well, he wants a better angle for the live stream, I think. He wants to sort of show off the guns. So expect the hailstorm. He's in action very, very shortly. But here we are at the men's high jump. This is very exciting. Oh, the white flag went up initially there, Ollie. And then we went, hello.
Unfortunately not. Yeah, changed their mind at the last moment.
It's all right. It's been a bit... Next attempt here. Takes a moment to compose himself. This is 2:06, folks. The under-18 men's high jump. Matt Lynch in the background. All right, we might just about squeeze this jump in. Here we go. Just getting... They finished up in that second heat. So what a prospect this afternoon with favourable wind conditions on the back straight. We're going to see Brandon Harrigan from Queensland. We're going to see Jordan Shelley from New South Wales. We're going to see Jack Hale from Tasmania. Three of the most exciting sprint prospects in Australia at the moment, all going up against each other. We called it the decider at the Australian All Schools. Unfortunately, Trey Williams, Rowan Browning, who were part of that race in Adelaide in December last year, well, they're too old.
That was what we want to see.
Yeah, it looked very exciting. Look, if you've got some things to do and you can't sit down and watch the live stream all day, well, set a reminder, 1:22 p.m. this afternoon, Sydney time. That will be the under-18 men's final. But we're going to stick with Foster here.
2:09, the bar's at.
All right,
And he's clear!
World Youth Championships qualifier.
2:09.
And he's already done that once. And that's his second one now. Oh, sorry, that's Connolly there. Connolly, that's his third, now 2:09.
So Connolly looks, he's got one. He's fully flexible fare, but we're not sure.
You want to get those cheap flights, Ollie?
Exactly. We might get him on a Red E deal.
So Connolly, he has, he's got it all in front of him here now because he is in the box position with 2 qualifiers already. There's a third, and if he can get this win, well, he's got the automatic spot on the plane. But the West Australian, he won't go down without a fight here. This is Grant Zelak. Let's see how he can respond.
Great jumping in the men's high jumpers for the West Australian. He's clear at 2:09. That's what we want to see. This is shaping up as a fantastic battle. Qualifiers, he's pumped. 2:09 is that qualifier they've been looking for, and we've got a couple boys clear now at that height.
And by the way, there, I'm thinking PB there, Ollie Worm.
2.5, Robbo.
Yeah, great work. Oh, another clearance there.
Oh, it's pouring.
And here we go, that's Foster.
When it rains, it pours, Robbo.
Brenton Foster, the Queenslander. Well, that's his second 2:09 now. And look, how far can they go?
Well, I think these boys have certainly got a 2:11, 2:12 in them.
They come together now, they have a little chat. What do you want to do, boys? Well, let's have a look. We've got to start looking at meet records and all sorts of things at this point.
Of course, the coach of Tim Forsyth and also a coach of Joel Baden, who's another young high jumper. He cleared 2:28 recently. It was a 2:29. Some big jumping, and he's, of course, part of OMAC, but coached by Tim Forsyth.
Well, let's see if we can mic him up.
Sorry, coached by Sandro Bassetto, who is the coach of Tim Forsyth. Men's high jump. 2:11, they're clear! It's all happening here. It is all happening. 2:11.
Wow.
The Queenslander is clear.
Jock there in the women's 100 metres, but, well, each of these boys just pushing each other along, and now it's Grant's turn. Grant Zalek from West Australia. We've got the slow hand clap. I was wondering when that would start to come out, Ollie.
Let's get behind him. He's pumped.
This is his first attempt at 2:11. Getting a little bit of interference from an official there. Grant Zelak from Western Australia. What can he do here?
Oh, not far off 2:11. He's got 2 more attempts, and
here we go. His Queensland teammate, Brenton Foster. What can he do here?
oh,
Good height. Just misjudging the takeoff there. I think went up a little early.
and the high jump a real crowd favourite. We can see everyone here getting behind it and can really have a look at some great heights. We look at some of the shot put action. The South Australian putting it out. And that's the women's shot put under 20. And it's all really happening. The West Australian having a chat to his coach just about the different angles and takeoffs. The boys are warming up for the pole vault. We've got another heat on the track for the women's 100 metres very shortly. We'll bring you that.
Yeah, lots happening as per usual here at the Australian Junior Athletics Championships. But this is in Colombia. Ollie, the World Youth Championships, they're happening in Cali in Colombia. And it's pronounced Colombia.
Colombia.
That's right. 15th to 19th of July later this year. And, well, safe sending, at least, we'll be sending our full complement of 2 boys high jumpers. But yeah. Zalek.
And you're getting the crowd behind him once again. We'll bring you heat 3 of the 100 metres very shortly. Robbo, can he clear this?
think he had a good look at that first one. Make a few adjustments to see what he can do on the second attempt.
Oh, that was extremely close. As we're going to go through the list for the women's under 1700.
Brenton Foster, as you can see there on the screen, from Queensland. And he's been part of a very special competition here this morning on the 5th and final day of the Australian Junior Championships. The under-18s high jump men. Well, we've got 3 left in the competition at this point. 2 Queenslanders and a West Australian. So it's Foster and Grant Zalek, who are needing to match the 2:11 jumped on the first attempt by Joshua Connolly of Queensland. Joshua Connolly coming into the competition with 2 World Youth qualifiers already. And here comes the slow hand clap. West Australia, they're sitting right next to us. And third and final attempt at 2:11 for Grant Zalek.
Oh, great attempt at 2:11 for the West Australian.
Yeah, Zalek bows out there, but look, he'll be slightly disappointed, but I think a whole lot of pride in what he's just been able to do there. 2:11. That's jumping with the big boys, Ollie.
That's pretty impressive, and he's come away with a PB and put himself in contention to go to Colombia. He'll be happy with his competition. No doubt a bit disappointed he won't get the win today, but PB and a step in the right direction. He's on the way up.
So Brenton Foster, well, he's eyeing off his third and final attempt here at 2:11 as well. Would this just give him the upper hand if he could get over this now in the selector's mind? Let's see what he can do. Oh, that is cruel.
No. So close.
Oh, I've seen them stay on this week, Ollie. I've seen people hit harder and they stay on.
That is agonisingly close for the Queenslander. And
there's the handshakes. Always played in the right spirit. And he gets an option here now. Josh Connolly, he will be going to Cali. That has been decided right there, right then. He's on the plane.
On the plane. Book him the exit row seat because he's going to need it with his leg room.
And I'll tell you he'll be happy. Well, all of Queensland will be happy, but judging by the Ginger Locks, Mossy will be pretty happy as well.
Yeah, Mossy will be very happy. I think that's his mum there or his coach.
You love to see these scenes.
They're all proud. And
all those mornings, driving to the track.
Yep.
All those weekends.
Good on your son, he's just said.
Driving all around Queensland, all around the country as well.
Yeah.
And, well...
makes it all worthwhile.
Book your tickets, folks. Get them while they're cheap.
Yeah, get the Red E deal.
Virgin Australia. It's 18 hours approximately, flight time. Sydney to... you got to go to Bogota, the capital of Colombia, and then get
Bogota.
The connecting bus ride. We're down to 1 athlete left, and the bar is at 2 metres 14.
Wowzers.
And this is Josh Connolly's chance to shine. Meet record's at 2:17, so he'd have to get over this, and then we can start thinking about maybe matching the meet record. But let's not rule anything out here. He's been he had when you see them clearing on their first attempt, it's a good sign that there's plenty more to come.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So he'll be confident. He knows he's got the win now, so a bit of pressure off. He can go out here, have a crack, and hopefully extend his personal best and really cement his spot in the team, and then give himself the best chance to challenge against the world's best.
Josh Connolly, the tall redhead from Queensland. He's
clear! 2:14, easy as you like. He's on fire here today, Robbo.
I think if your name is Reece Murphy or Josh Hall, well, you're in danger because your equal meet record of 2:17 in the men's under-18s high jump here at Junior Nationals, that could be well under threat. The way he's jumping here, Ollie, first attempts at 2:11, now 2:14, clearing them, well, it looks easy.
It does. Let's pop it at 2:18, I hope, because he hopefully...
It's gone to 2:17, I've just seen it there.
There you go, 2:17 straight away. So we could have a equal meet record if he clears that, and what a great competition it has been for him. He's obviously, his coach has got him prepared to the absolute minute. He's jumping well. He's confident. He's smiling, just chilling out, having some water there. He's on fire.
Yeah, and if anyone knows Reece Murphy or Josh Hall, well, let him know. Your record's under threat, boys.
Josh Hall went to AFL from memory. He's was a tall bloke. From memory, he went and played for Gold Coast, if my memory serves me correctly. So we've got the under-18 women's 100 metres, the Heat 2 on the track.
Is for the glory.
Don't tell me he's going to clear this. This would be a seriously impressive effort.
And first attempt too, Ollie.
Yeah, he looked very comfortable at 2:14, and it's been a great effort by himself. And now his coach is happy. Everything seems to have come together. And let's hope when he's there at the representing Australia, he can go even higher. Here we go, Robbo.
Josh Connolly, first attempt. And not to be 2:17. He was due a miss, let's be honest.
Yeah, he's due. In this 100 metres, they're still perhaps waiting for conditions to settle a little bit down there. And
I think they're just waiting to cheer on Josh Connolly. They've all said, let's just hold up a bit.
Yeah, Josh Connolly.
We want to see what he can do, especially the Queensland athletes in this heat. Look at this, good work. We'll come back to that. You're getting pats on the back about your pronunciation, Ollie, which is great news.
Oh, thanks, mate. It's always a pleasure to work with you guys and with the production team. And it's been a great few days here, and I'm looking forward to Melbourne and Brisbane.
Righto. Here we go, Josh Connolly, and not to be on his second attempt at 2:17. Connolly, 2:17, and not to be, but he'll get a warm round of applause as he is your national under-18 high jump champion. And in doing so, given that he'd already had 2 qualifiers under his belt, he's now got that third. And he is on the plane to Cali, Colombia, and we'll do our best to get down there and have a little chat with young Connolly.
Rather, so fantastic stuff. And Josh Connolly, and it's always great to see a fellow ginger up there getting a gold medal. It's been very common. And hello to everyone out there. Stay strong, people. Stay strong.
Good on you, Mossy, and it's good to see Connolly jumping big, and better book his flights to Colombia.
Where?
Colombia.
Oh, very consistent there. So we've got the high jump, the men's under 15s. We've also got the next event on the track.
By very special guest down here. It's Josh Connolly, and big cheers coming from the parents up on the hill here. He's just put in a great performance. He's booked his flight on over to Cali for the World Youth Championships. Josh Connolly, did you think when you woke up this morning that you had a 2:14 jump in you?
I was pretty keen to get out here because I've been watching my sister all week, and she won. But yeah, I was keen to get my medal on my own.
Before today, 2:09 was your PB. You'd done that twice. You came into the comp here knowing all you had to do was get the win. You must have been pretty happy when you were clearing, making first attempt clearances at 2:11 and then 2:14.
Yeah, pretty stoked. Yeah, I was jumping good.
And do you realise you were going for an equal meet record there as well at 2:17?
Yeah, I didn't realise till second attempt, but yeah, just couldn't get over it.
Cool. Yeah. And obviously inspired by Brandon Stark last night on the very same high jump mats there, doing some great things. Men's high jump is very strong at the moment in Australia.
Yeah, it's going pretty good. Brandon's a good jumper, real good.
All right, now, mate, difficult questions here. Do you know where Cali in Colombia is? Well, firstly, do you know where Colombia is?
Kind of. Near Brazil, I think.
So South America, very good. It's at the top. And do you know what the flag looks like?
That.
Very good. Congratulations. There you go.
Thank you.
And you can hold that one as well.
Cheers. And
mate, all the very best, and great comp out there today. Well done, and we look forward to cheering you on over there at the World Youth Championships. Back up to you guys.
Yes.
He was pumped up.
We were all pumped up, and Robbo, run us through it because you were down there trackside.
Well, Brandon Stark, here he goes. He comes in, he's got such a fast approach to the bar. Here he comes, and this was his attempt at a PB and World Champs qualifier. there it is.
He's pumped.
I don't know how Lutzy in the background there, the ground announcer, didn't just go absolutely crazy like we were. But Brandon Stark, and he was thrilled. PB, World Champs qualifier, and yeah.
He's got the Mo.
Yeah, the Mo, that might be the secret. The Mo might be staying now.
No. Very 17.
Look at that, he hit the bar. And again, this is 192, so the red flag goes up for... Oh, meanwhile over at the high jump, 192, thank you. First attempt. Legs, she did extremely well there to come second. Back at the high jump. Oh, yes.
Easy.
Easy does it. This one starts. Will be amongst a whole host of others looking to find their way into that final this afternoon.
So some of our top sprinting ranks come out in the afternoon. Looking forward to that final. And yeah, it's going to be a great day of athletics. And
I can tell you so far, qualifiers jumped by Brenton Foster, Jonathan Hookey and Joshua Connolly. Connolly has got 2 jumps, which you need to gain yourself there a qualifier, and Brenton Foster and Jonathan Hookey both have 1 jump to their name. Of course, it doesn't give you automatic qualification, but it gives you every opportunity to go there. Now, the bar is set at 187. You can see our Victorian athlete having a bit of a think about things. Hopefully he put on his underarm this morning with the pits getting nice and high.
So got the relays this afternoon, Mossy. It's going to be good to watch.
Just touched it there with the bar.
Some athletes that pushed Brandon Stark, and he lifted and took some scalps while he was there.
Absolutely. Now, we have had a few events so far this morning. The men's under 20 prelims for the 200 metres. But don't worry, we'll be back later this afternoon for the finals of that event. And we just saw some of the opening rounds of the women's 200 metre under 20. And it looks like the girls are getting themselves in the starters block as we see another one of our high jump competitors from New South Wales. Look at that, he's pumped. The bar's still wobbling. And he's pumped at 182 on his second attempt.
Yeah, Mossy, we've got some under 14 prelims to come up shortly. Under 14 men's and women's 200 metres. And we also saw this morning the 200 metre prelims, under 20 men and women.
So here's Grant Salak from Western Australia.
And Mossy, we're almost going to get our first track event of the live coverage up for you shortly.
Yeah, you can see there Morrissey, Niketa Jr., Hobbs, Begg, Stanford and Hutton. And easy as you like.
1 metre 87. And for those at home, hope you're enjoying your morning.
Oh! See right next to me, Ollie Worm. Dave Robbo will pop in at some stage, and my name is Silas Moss. And I tell you what, Wormy, fantastic last night, wasn't it? Sydney Track Classic, absolutely turn it on.
Silas. Aaron Clark, also Matt Beckenham, the coach of the Australian record holder Melissa Breen, also coaches Lauren Wells, who's at one of our top 400 metre hurdles. Yeah, the 4x4s and also the 4x2s.
Here we go. As you can see there, the crowd, not as big as we saw last night. A lot of people probably bleary-eyed after that sensational effort by many, many competitors last night. Seeing the high jump, Brandon Stark with a 230. Let's not forget Ella Nelson staking her claim to go back-to-back in the women's 200 metres. Sensational win over Mel Breen, Sally Pearson. just to name a few. Our Western Australian competitor. This is Grant Salek. His brother won last night in the under-20s, or yesterday afternoon rather.
Good morning to everyone. Day 5. Great to be here.